Hey y'all, this is my review for the Real Housewives of New Jersey. So just a side note, I normally don't film my videos at night anymore because I like to get high. But, I want to be productive tomorrow, so I'm doing it early. So FYI, I'm very high right now. You're getting a high Chris review. Anywho, let's get into the episode. So they are still in Nashville. It's the night after Teresa went mad on Margaret, like just shoving stuff on the table on her. It's the next morning. We see Joe Gorga playing around with his butt buddy Frank. And then we cut to Frank talking to Dolores about the other night. Now, of course, in typical Dolores fashion, she's going to be on Teresa's side on this, no matter how much of a brute Teresa is. She's saying, well, Margaret needs to know not to bring stuff like that up. Why do they have to tiptoe around Teresa all the time? Like, Teresa freely talked about Jackie's rumor without anybody's permission. And then surprisingly, we get the voice of reason from Frank again, saying that Teresa's behavior was unacceptable. Like, Margaret didn't do anything that warranted that. Like, she really didn't. She called her a disgusting liar. If anybody who I thought would get slapped, it would have been Jackie when she made that Gia analogy. Like, I'm so surprised that Teresa didn't launch at her. We see Margaret talking to her husband, and she's still pissed, and rightfully so. Basically, all the couples in their rooms are talking about the fight from last night. So then we see that Margaret took Teresa's room since she got the master. I mean, hell yeah, might as well. I forgot that it's all of them staying in this big-ass house. So they all come downstairs, like everyone's there except Teresa and Louis, and they're just cooking breakfast. So of course they're all talking about the other night. Margaret is saying that she didn't do anything that warranted that. Melissa's trying to gently tell her, well, you keep bringing it up. And then we cut to Jennifer and her confessional, and she thinks Margaret's a hypocrite because she's comparing her situation to her and Teresa's fight. So the activity for the night is a dinner, and Teresa does plan on going, but everyone's worried about another fight breaking out, which we know is going to happen. Melissa and Joe says they talked to Teresa and they say she calmed down. Cut to the flashback of them talking to Teresa earlier, and she sounds mad as hell on the other line, so they're lying. Margaret says she has nothing to say to Teresa. Jennifer actually suggests to Margaret that she should apologize to Teresa for bringing Louis' rumors up so much. But the other ladies, of course, Jackie and Melissa, saying she can talk about whatever she wants because Teresa does the same thing. And Jackie brings up a good point. She said there's a double standard in the group, so we got to tiptoe around Teresa so she doesn't get angry. And yeah, Margaret's like, that's bullshit. Y'all can do that, but I'm not. And that's why Margaret is needed on this show, because you have all these other chicks that's scared of Teresa. Lord, and here go Joe and Dolores trying to defend Teresa's actions, saying, oh, here she is, this broken woman. She just found a love of her life. She's happy. Okay, all right, this woman, ex-felon, she found a scammer that would love her for her. That's what happened. Not Dolores comparing Teresa to a dog in the shelter. I mean, the shade is she's right, because Teresa's an animal. So then Joe tells Margaret, so what's going to happen tonight to make this all blow over? And Margaret says she needs to apologize to me. Joe seems to think that Teresa has the capacity to have an adult conversation with Margaret, but Margaret was like, okay. So then her husband asks, what are you going to do if she flies off the handle again? And then Joe assures her that he'll take her away and escort her out. Because they definitely didn't do that in the last episode. They basically just followed her. So now everyone's going to get dressed to start their day. The men are going to do their thing. The ladies are going to go create a song. And then you have Teresa, who of course doesn't want to go to the studio with the other ladies. So Dolores decides to go shopping with Teresa. Dolores is such a good friend of Teresa, and it sucks now that I hear that they may be beefing now. Oh my God, here we go with Joe Gorga and his antics. So he stopped at a porn shop and got like a strap-on dildo, and he's gonna bring it on the trip with the fellas. And why do I have the funny feeling he's gonna use that dildo on his friend Frank? Oh God, so a camera crew definitely went with the man and gonna document whatever they're doing. I think they're just gonna go on a boat to drink. Yeah, I don't care what they're doing. Fast forward. So now we're with the ladies at a recording studio. They're going to be assigned a songwriter, and then they're going to sing in the booth. Definitely will be fast forwarding through that as well. Okay, so now we're with the guys now. Fast forward. Oh, so since Louis is there, they're talking to him about the other night and asking him how Teresa's doing. They also ask him, is this the first time you've seen Teresa that angry? And he says yes. So we're back with the ladies. They're trying to come up with a song. Don't care that Melissa used to be a recording artist. All right, next scene we're with Teresa and Dolores, and they're going shopping. Well, at least Teresa's calmed down in this scene. She's happy to see Dolores, and she says she'd rather not sing anyway. So now we're back to the ladies, and they're in the booth now. Oh, this is cringe. Oh, Lord. Like, none of them are on the same beat. They're not singing. They're just, like, talking in unison. It's just lady drama. Ooh, Lord. And it looks like they won't be providing any auto-tune. I'm guessing that was extra. Not Melissa trying to do a run. Take a seat. Girl, shut up. We know you was on display. You not anymore. Oh, Lord. So we're back with the husbands again. And here you go. Joe Gorga just pulled out that dildo. And who did he use it on? Frank. Like, this underlying homoeroticism that they have, like, it makes perfect sense for Joe Gorga. And now he's cutting the dildo and then serving vodka through it to the other guys. And he's rubbing it on the guys' faces as they go down the slide. Like, Joe Gorga's fulfilling his fantasy right now. Yep, this is definitely Joe Gorga's fantasy. He got Frank to put on the strap-on dildo. It's always the macho male chauvinist. So we're back with Teresa and Dolores saying, you know, they're talking about the fight. And Dolores, she's talking to Teresa about that blind rage that she has. And she says that she has it too. And we remember, Dolores, she will get with you. She's trying to tell Teresa that you're going to have to control that. Like, you should have walked away. And actually, Dolores brings up her recent fight with Jackie. How, like, what are you going to do about it? She says she calmly walked away. Well, after she was escorted away. And then she came back and apologized and left it at that. And yes, that is growth for Dolores, but I'd rather see Dolores regress and go off on a bitch. So Teresa's going with the excuse that she can't help herself when someone is attacking the person that she loves. Ain't nothing Margaret said about your man warranted you getting up and like shoving the table at her. And then we see Dolores politely suggesting that Teresa come in tonight, you know, really calm and just, you know, apologize and move on. And of course Teresa isn't going to do that. She's like, I'm not apologizing to Margaret. I'll apologize to the group. Clearly Teresa feels no remorse. Teresa says Margaret actually owes her an apology. Dolores is like, look, I'm not your keeper. You can apologize or not. So next scene, we're back with the ladies at the house. They're just waiting for their husbands to get back. Of course, the husbands get back and they're all sloshed. And then we see Joe Gorga with that dildo holding it tight, not letting it out of his sight. And then Jennifer's husband comes off the bus with his shirt backwards. I'm sure he's playing this up. Ain't no way. He knows his shirt is backwards. All the men are fucked up, and then you have Frank and Joe trying to explain their homoerotic behavior to the other ladies. Oh God, and now you have Joe rubbing the dildo all over Frank's face in front of everybody. A lot of forced laughter. So now everybody retreats to their rooms until dinner later in the evening. Side note, did y'all see how Tiki like greeted that girl at the door? Like he was staring at her. And I was like, oh, that is definitely his type. So now it's later in the evening. That is a very nice house. Like, really nice. Anyway, so everyone is just gathering around the table. It's basically like a fancy backyard dinner. Okay, everyone's arriving. Fast forward. So now it's basically everybody just waiting on Teresa and Louie to get there. Right now they're talking to Dolores because she wasn't with them for the day. And they're asking, oh, what did Teresa say to you? I swear, when Teresa is not there, her name is always brought up. That's another thing about Jersey. If Teresa is not in the scene, 9 out of 10, her name is going to be brought up in that scene. So they asked Dolores, does she think that Teresa's going to apologize? And then Dolores can't even answer the question. She said, most likely not. So as they're talking about the fight, of course, the same people are defending Margaret. It's Jackie and Tracy. And then, you know, Melissa, she wants to be Switzerland all the time because she's terrified of Teresa. And as ladies are talking about Teresa, Teresa and Louie arrive at the party. Teresa looks ridiculous. She's dressed in a snakeskin cat suit with white cowboy boots. I think I may have fast forwarded over it, but I love the part of the episode when Jackie said that she hates how Teresa controls the temperature of the room. And that is very accurate about Teresa's presence on the show. We see Teresa talking to Joe and she says she's done with Margaret. She did not come to this party to apologize. She even tells Melissa she wished she would have thrown something tonight on this outfit that Margaret has on. No remorse. And here we go with Melissa again, dreading the fight that might happen at the table in her confessional. I think secretly Melissa wants these fights to happen. So now the line dancing tutor arrived. Fast forward. So after they finish line dancing, they play their song that they recorded earlier, and it sounds horrible. There's no auto-tune on it, so it's just everyone's raw vocals on some basic country track. So later everyone's at the dinner table, and then after some conversation and awkward silence, Teresa gets everybody's attention. She says she apologized to the group for her actions the other day. And she says when someone hurts Louis, she's hurt too. And then she says she was provoked, and then she act out. So yeah, Margaret is not getting that apology. Margaret's face right now says it all. Like, she is just stunned that Teresa did not apologize for her behavior. Wow, and nobody at the table says anything. You can hear her brother and Jennifer's like, that's really good, Teresa, really good. And everyone's just like approving her apology. Meanwhile, on the other side of the table, Margaret's pissed. She tells Tracy, was that an apology? I mean, honestly, she knows Teresa. Did she really expect one? And here you go with Melissa being an enabler. Oh, it's a start. And then Margaret's like, no, it's not. Does Melissa have Stockholm Syndrome? Like, it's just excuse after excuse. And then cut to Melissa in her confessional. She says she knows it's bullshit, but she's just trying to keep the peace. Oh, and here we go. Because I was trying to figure out, how did Teresa even know Margaret was talking about her? So you have messy Jennifer in the middle telling Teresa that Margaret isn't satisfied with her apology. So then Jennifer tells her in front of the whole table, just with innocent eyes, I thought it was nice. Like, she didn't even apologize to Margaret. Like, she ruined her outfit, which I would have came the next day with a bill for her. And she humiliated her in front of her husband and her friends. That couldn't have been me, because it would have been on site for Teresa. So when Jennifer asked Margaret, did she appreciate Teresa's apology? Margaret's sarcastic ass is like, which part? And then Teresa's like, that apology wasn't for Margaret, it was for the group. Confirming that she didn't give a shit about Margaret. So Joe's trying to keep the peace at the table, saying we can all have a normal conversation. Then Margaret says, oh really, without everything flying and dinner all over me? So I think you hear Melissa say, we didn't even have dinner. And then Teresa says, well, you know Margaret had dinner. She doesn't miss dinner. So she's body shaming her right now in this moment. Teresa says her fat joke about Margaret louder at the table, and no one says anything on her side. You only have Jackie sticking up for Margaret in this moment. And then we cut to her confessional and she's saying Teresa's soldiers aren't saying anything. Her soldiers being Jennifer and Dolores, as well as her brother and Melissa. I also like how Jackie isn't afraid of Teresa either, to an extent. She tells her, I don't like how you're talking to my friend. So now Margaret and Teresa are going back and forth. Teresa thinks that Margaret owes her an apology for talking about her man. So now we have Teresa trying to throw Melissa into this because that's Margaret's friend. She's like, tell your friend I didn't say but. Like, why is Melissa in this? I'm thinking of that Nene meme where she's like, now why am I in it? Teresa's getting loud. She's like, that's your friend. That's your friend. Melissa needs to develop a backbone. Like, this unwavering loyalty that Teresa expects from people and don't reciprocate it is ridiculous. We even have a flashback of her telling Joe, you better set that bitch straight or our relationship is over. So she's threatening her relationship with her brother for loyalty. Margaret is defending herself again, and then you have Teresa yelling at Melissa, Melissa, tell her shut the fuck up. Who are you? Like, who is Teresa? And Melissa ain't saying nothing. She just like, dot, dot. Tell her to shut the fuck up. I actually missed the earlier season when Melissa would actually go up against Teresa. Did Teresa say, Melissa, I swear to God? What? This is a very abusive relationship she has with her brother and her sister-in-law. Melissa definitely doesn't have a spine in this moment. She just has her hands over her face right now, not knowing what to do. Margaret is over it. She gets up from the dinner table. Jackie sees Margaret walking away. She says she's done too, and she starts to leave. Dolores is pissed that the dinner is ruined, so she says, you know what? I'm leaving the table too. And then right afterwards, Teresa's like, well, if you're going, I'm going. So now everyone's just getting up. The dinner was ruined. Oh my God, Melissa, shut up. Like, she's in confessional. I don't know what to do. Like, I know she's wrong, but she's holding us hostage right now. Girl, you are 40 something. It looks like Teresa and Louis went back to their hotel. We see Margaret, there's no coming back from this. And then you have the other people just sitting at the table trying to figure out what happened. They have another day left and they're saying this is just gonna happen again tomorrow. Everyone look at each other and yeah, that's where the episode ends. I didn't mind this episode. It was actually like a fun watch. Definitely picked up during the end, as Jersey always do. At least we don't have the to be continued, thank God. Next week is the season finale, so it's like a 13 episode season. We still don't know if the reunion is 2 or 3 parts. It should be 2 parts, but I know it's gonna be 3. The season finale actually doesn't look that good. Looks like there's no really big blow up. Like, the big blow up was, I guess, episode 11. It looks like we gotta look forward to the reunion because this season finale ain't giving shit. But yeah, y'all let me know whose side y'all on. I think we're all collectively on Margaret's side, I can say from reading your comments. Also, please tell me your frustration with Melissa not having a backbone in the comments as well, because she is really pissing me off. She says in the reunion she finally stood up to Teresa, so I hope that happens. Anywho, y'all, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all for the next episode. Bye.